Updates bringing new content, better physics and sugar and spice and everything nice. Or kinda. Today's video is dedicated to the greedy buzzards of the ACEO who are heavily restricting sponsorship of individual teams. You know, the ones actually doing the actual racing. And that's because the greedy buzzards of the ACEO have signed exclusive contracts with different companies. The ACEO prefers to line their own pockets and screw the companies doing the racing. It seems greed is the only thing left in our world. It makes me sick. Greetings Romy, you're watching Rom, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing and a regular news roundup, our weekly sim racing news. Thanks to all those who come here often, especially those who subscribe and even more, our patrons. My name is Sarta and I will be your host for this video. Once again, we're bringing you all sim racing news we could find, we truffle dogs of sim racing. Woof. Unos are inching their way into an acceptable sim, their server is still flaky, and Studio 397 are doing what they can to keep LMU alive for as long as possible, while iRacing is making Cody drool in anticipation of their NASCAR 25 game. This and more in our rather short news today. Le Mans Ultimate will release their 2024 Pack 4 on Tuesday, February 25th. By their own words, it will bring the Ford Mustang LMGT3 for free, revisions to the LMGT3 tire model and improvements to the HUD as well as improvements to the AI. The two other cars in the DLC are planned to be the Porsche 911 GT3R LMGT3 and the Aston Martin Vantage AMR LMGT3. Really nice additions to the roster, although I'm quite a fan of the Mustang. The DLC will have a price of 6 GBP, €7 or 750 USD. After feedback from real-world drivers and a deep data analysis, Studio 397 have enhanced the balance toward the rear tires, giving them more load sensibility and changing the slip curve and the transient thermal grip loss, which on the one hand will give you more grip in normal conditions, but less grip if you push the tires beyond their limits, which should result in more realistic driving. Also, sliding the cars around will result in stronger thermal degradation, which is not what you want to see happening on an endurance race. As they tell it, the revisions will first be found in the LMGT3 tires, but will be done also in all other cars found in the sim. The HUD will also see important changes showing tire compound and virtual energy data on the standings, as well as which penalties the drivers around you may have on their cars. The multifunction display will now have red and blue indicators to show if the driver is a lap ahead or a lap behind respectively, so you know which drivers you are really competing against. You will now also see your last lap and will be able to reset the delta. You won't be able to reset the damage through a keybind, but will at least be able to see if you have any damage and how severe it is, based on 4 color-coded states: white for normal, yellow for minor damage, red for major, and flashing red for get your patouche and your car to pits ASAP. Your next destination in American Truck Simulator could very well be in Illinois, as this is the next state SCS are working on for the beloved game. Seems doing the Missouri, Iowa, and Louisiana DLCs was not enough for the team. Of course, they have neither offered a release date nor a prospective price. KW Studios have for sure landed a hit by going into a strategic partnership with Team Redline, Max Verstappen's esports team. Redline and Asha Racing will work together from now on, but understandably no details have been given about which products may be in the making. I suppose it's too soon for that. All Team Redline drivers have been provided with Ultimate and Pro rims as well as 5-inch dashboards, and if you looked closely at the iRacing Bathurst 12-hour, you could have seen Asher's products. It comes at no surprise to anyone that Fanatec are releasing a rig called the Club Sport GT Cockpit, especially because we had already seen the CAD images from the Corsair cockpit, so yeah, here it is. Priced at 800 euro at the moment, without the seat mind you, that one adds 350 euro to the whole thing. It looks quite solid and well thought out, reminding me of the designs our seat used to release, and the price is quite competitive. iRacing would like you to know that the upcoming NASCAR game will have a career mode. It will include activities outside of racing NASCAR, so kinda similar to what old F1 games did. Added to that, it seems you'll also decide which parts to buy and add to your car, kinda similar to what F1 games do. You will start in your backyard garage building a car for the Arkham Menard series and then hopefully climb up the ladder to become a NASCAR champion. To be fair, it's not like you have a lot of different features to choose from when making a career mode, at least not when you want it to be kinda realistic. If you like what you see, how about supporting us? A like and a comment to tell the almighty algorithm we are worth watching are a good start. Subscribing is even better, and what really helps us grow is you becoming a patron, as YouTube's income is tiny for a sim racing channels. Patrons get access to exclusive content and are involved in our decision. Help us grow with your support. Help us keep spreading the joy of sim racing. Become a patron today. Assetto Corsa Evo released new content on Wednesday, and with it also an update adding to the mini update they released last week. Now you will be able to race on Fuji in 2 configurations and drive the Lancia Delta HF Integrale Evo 2, which they position as drifting car, and the Lamborghini Huracan STO. That is, if you are not plagued by issues with our server connection, which are persistent as you can see in the images. They resolve after a while, but it's clear they still need to work on those. A part of the new content, as we said, they also dropped an update. They have changed the behavior of the Delta display, which now takes the last lap as red line instead of the best one. I think they should make it something for the user to decide. I prefer a Delta towards the best lap than towards the last one. Maybe even something that can be changed while on track. They say they've optimized the input system, but I didn't see anything especially different or better, so I'll take their word for it. They've also done a ton of different changes to the UI, which may be the reason why it's so much slower than before on my system. They seem also to have improved the AI, but I haven't been able to test that for now. I'll take their word for that. There is ample space for improvement in the AI anyway. There have also been different corrections to the graphics, like revising the vehicle materials and fixing details on some of the cars. One thing they don't write about are physics or force feedback fixes, but I got the impression from my tests the force feedback had become better. But it may be my imagination. As we all know, force feedback feeling is quite subjective.